Alright, here's a snom net meeting. One of the things I noticed right off is that it's smaller than I expected. It's a smaller unit, but still a very nice looking unit. It has a smaller screen than I expected, and the screen is backlit. The buttons seem, they feel almost more like a cell phone buttons than I'm used to. Then if you're used to snom phone, they're more like cell phone buttons with a little click instead of a big button. Another thing I noticed is that there's no, like a regular snom phone, there's no arrow keys, but that, it still works. Of course, they have soft arrow keys when you need them, as you can notice there. Maybe you can't see that, but there are soft arrow keys if you need them. The unit's a nice solid feeling unit, and if you'll notice, it does come with, like all snom phones, with international cables. Also comes with a nice long power cord, and also a Cat 5 cable, manual, and comes in a very nice box. It also comes with the snom 8.0 firmware, if I can get there. If you notice there, you can see it. That's the snom 8.0 firmware, which is the newer firmware, but really if you're used to using snom phones, the firmware settings will look very familiar to you. And another thing I noticed is that the volume, very nice and loud volume. This is the first.
Please enter personal identification number, then press pound.
Initial. This is just a.
You have no messages. Press star to play. Press 9 for options. To exit, press pound.
We'll just close there. I haven't used it on an actual conference call, but the volume does seem very nice, loud, and solid volume, or audio there. If you notice, when it's on a call, you also have blue lights the whole way around it. And then one last thing, there's no. Once again, I think I said this before, but there is no dedicated arrow or enter key. You use the arrow keys and then the green button. And we'll flip it here just to take a look underneath. One thing, to open this lid, you pull this back and then flip it up. The button stays down there. It's a little, I didn't quite expect it to work like it did. You'll notice there's a couple ports for extra mics or remote mics. Of course, the power jack, Cat 5 jack, which I had a little problem sliding it down there, but it went down in nice. So, snap it shut again. And so, first impression of the net meeting, I would say overall it's good. A couple things I didn't expect is the buttons that are more like cell phone buttons than normal snom phones. The arrow keys are missing that I'm used to. Also, another thing someone noted is that the buttons are switched. It's like a cell phone instead of like the other snom 360s. So, there you go. First impression of the net meeting.